What is up, gentlemen? Rapscain here. What you look at in the background is a killing frenzy I got back in the Halo 5 beta on the Forge map Orion. So in Friday's video, I asked you guys, when it comes to Halo 5's campaign, are you more excited to play as Master Chief's Blue Team or Spartan Locke's Fireteam Osiris? And for myself, this is a really difficult decision because I'm really interested in both teams. On one hand, you have Blue Team, who've known each other since they were kids and know each other extremely well. And on the other hand, you have Fireteam Osiris, 4 Spartans from different backgrounds who are just now learning how to work with one another. And we know for the most part what Locke and Osiris' mission is, and that's to hunt down Master Chief and Blue Team. But so far, I think the biggest mystery about them is whether or not they intend to kill Master Chief, or do they simply want to bring him in for questioning for going AWOL. Now, I like how each member of the team have their own specialties and backgrounds that complement one another, like Vale being able to speak the elite language, Tanaka having skills with engineering and technology, Locke's tracking skills, and Buck's, I guess, Buckness, I don't know. And the build-up and introduction of these characters into Halo 5 with other media outlets like recent books like Escalation, New Blood, Hunters in the Dark, and even Nightfall for Locke's introduction, it's like nothing I've ever really seen before. The hype for Osiris is building up insanely high, and it's really great to see these characters fleshed out and get to know a little bit about their past before actually playing as them in Halo 5. Now, one thing that I find really interesting about Fireteam Osiris is I can see some internal conflict with them, especially between Buck and Locke. You know, with Buck being a leader before, you can definitely see them getting into some arguments where Buck may think that he has the right to command the team, and Locke overseeing him is definitely a recipe for disaster. I can definitely see that coming into play when it comes to the Halo 5 campaign. Now, when it comes to Blue Team, I haven't actually read any of the books that they're involved with. I only know what others have told me, but from what I have heard, they sound like a bunch of total badasses, and I'm really interested to see how Chief is going to interact with other Spartan 2s, especially ones that he's known since he was just a little kid. I want to know also what could have possibly happened to make Chief and 3 other Spartans decide it was best to leave their mission and their commanding officers behind to pursue, judging by the E3 trailers we've seen so far, the Guardians, the giant Promethean structures that they're chasing after. Now, from the outside, it would seem that they have all gone crazy and have now sided with the Prometheans. So I really want to see what's going on with that and what their motives are from the inside, because with Chief's mental state at the end of Halo 4 after losing Cortana, he just may have gone crazy and may have sided with the Prometheans to find a way to maybe bring Cortana back. So in the end, although Osiris seems like it's a really interesting group of characters, I am more excited to play as Blue Team because, let's face it, if it weren't for Master Chief and Blue Team's decision to go AWOL, there would be no Fireteam Osiris. So those are my thoughts on the matter. So let's see what you guys had to say about playing as either Blue Team or Fireteam Osiris in Halo 5's campaign. So first up, we have Stepback303. He says, I always enjoy playing as the Master Chief, and who doesn't? And I still probably will in Halo 5, but Fireteam Osiris really seems like an interesting group of Spartans. And 343 mentioned that the whole story is still focused on Chief, and that means we find out more about him while playing as Locke instead of playing as Master Chief. So yeah, that is interesting. They did actually say that Locke is going to be the looking glass of Master Chief, and we're going to be getting to learn a lot more about him from the outside perspective. So that is a really interesting look on it for sure. Daniel Mitchell, Arbiter for Hire, says, definitely Blue Team. We've been reading about them for a long time, and I'm excited to finally see them in game. Yeah, and I know a lot of people in the Halo community are really excited to see Blue Team and finally be able to play as them. Like I said earlier in the video, I've never actually read any of the books pertaining to Blue Team, but nonetheless, I am excited to get to see some other Spartan 2s in action, especially on a team with Master Chief himself. That's going to be insane to see. Up next, The Big Killer says, Blue Team hype. I've read most of the books and can't wait to see how Linda, Kelly, and Fred comes to life in this game. Example from the voice actors to the armors to how they interact with each other and Master Chief. Cannot wait. Yeah, and I'm there with you, man. Again, I've never actually read any of the books, but nonetheless, Blue Team sound like a bunch of total badasses. I'm excited to see what they're going to be like in game. The Crazed Spartan says, I can't choose between either team. I want to see what MC is up to and to finally get some game time with the other team members, Fred, Kelly, and Linda. but I think Locke's team will surprise all of us by the end of the campaign. Plus, they got Nathan Fillion, and that's just hard to beat. Cannot wait for October 27th. I'm right there with you, man. I am counting the days. Logan Grimar says, I don't really know either team, but I will go with Osiris because their armor is more to my liking, nimble and dynamic, as opposed to how Master Chief felt like a walking tank. I really hope that the team cohesion is like Reach and not ODST. I don't want half the game to be searching like the Scooby-Doo gang or something like that. Well, I mean, technically, I guess half the game, since half of it is going to be with Fireteam Osiris, it would be hunting, but I don't... I doubt it's going to be like Scooby-Doo, like they're just going to rip off the Master Chief's helmet and be like, Old Man Jenkins! And then Master Chief's going to be like, and I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you and your meddling Spartans, or something like that. That was a terrible joke, so moving on. Goodbye6 says, Team Osiris, if they're the team on Singelios and if Prometheans are like they were in Halo 4, since the beginning I've been addicted to the 30 seconds of fun the Covenant provide. For example, shoot the Jackal's hand, sidestep the Hunter, go for a stick on the Elite, or pop the Grunt in the face. The Prometheans have about 5 seconds of fun in my experience. So really, whichever team fights the Covenant more. I got you, Sarah. And, you know, 343 has actually said that you're pretty much going to be in the same locations when it comes to the teams a lot of the times. So really, both the Blue Team and Fireteam Osiris are going to be on Sangelios, but, you know, of course, we don't know which of the two is going to be fighting the Covenant more, but I see what you're saying there, sir. Up next, Hyperion GT says, tough choice, but I guess I'd have to choose Chief's team because, I mean, at least his team has someone with a sniper. Shout out to Kelly. And then he says, by the way, I said Kelly, but I meant Linda. My bad. Yeah, and that is pretty cool. I do like that you can just have a sniper at all times. That is definitely pretty interesting. Popping headshots with that thing is going to be definitely fun. BS972 says, I think that playing as Chief will be more exciting simply because we're not sure exactly what his motives are. As for Locke, it's pretty clear what his motives are. Yeah, and I agree. I kind of said something similar to that earlier in the video. You know, we pretty much know for the most part what Osiris's motives are. You know, they want to hunt down the Chief. I think their biggest mystery, though, is whether or not they want to kill him or just bring him in or just decommission him as a Spartan. So that's going to be interesting to see whether or not we're going to have like a multiplayer type showdown where you got 4 Spartans fighting against 4 other Spartans. That would actually be really cool to see, like maybe like a Resident Evil 6 style where like people who are playing co-op together actually meet up if they're playing the same campaign missions. That would actually be really cool. 343, you should get on that. Happy Zoo 5 says, this is a question of the ages, my friend. The old or the new? Would you rather side myself with an old familiar face and what we know and love in the form of Chief and Blue Team, or take risk leaving the past behind us and look at the physical embodiment of the new Fireteam Osiris? It's a difficult choice, a very difficult choice that presents me with two options on opposite ends of the spectrum. But to be frank, I'm going with Team Beamish. I see what you did there, sir. Ronald Kriegler says, I'm interested in Fireteam Osiris. I am interested in Blue Team as well, but seeing new characters that you can play in the story differently seems more interesting than playing the same characters in each game. Well, except for Halo 2 when you get to play as the Arbiter. Also, I don't know much about the story just to keep it interesting, so no spoilers, please. Well, you're right there with the rest of us, sir. We really don't know too much about the story other than what we've discussed here so far in the video. I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit more details that I haven't said so far, but it's just enough to keep it interesting, like you said. So, up next, Nick, aka Starkiller64 Strange, says Blue Team. It's a great chance for 343 to tell more about Spartan 2s and what their experiences were while they served in the UNSC, as well as what they think of the Spartan 4 program as they come face to face with a full team of them. Yeah, and that is going to be very interesting to see those two come together. And lastly, we have Elite Assassin. As I tried to have my clan tag read Blue Team greater than Osiris, since I've read the books, I can't wait to see Blue Team interacting with each other. I've been hoping since I read The Fall of Reach that they become coming in-game, and I cannot be more hyped. And I'm hyped as well, sir. Like, just the more you think about it, these two teams coming to face off against each other is like one of the most hype things to come into Halo so far, and I cannot wait to see how it's going to play out. So, those are all the responses we got from the Twitters and YouTubes. Thank you guys so much for all those responses. I had a great time making this video. My question for next time is, what if Osiris is successful in their mission and kills off Master Chief and the rest of Blue Team? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a like, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Rapscallion out!